we ended last year being off the grid, you know, and I want to know, did you like living off grid?
Uh, yeah, definitely. Um, I like not being dependent on energy. However, the water still came from the grid, so it wasn't completely off grid. But I like that it's in the country, that you're pretty free and independent. So yeah.
True. And what didn't you like? This is still the same question, but I like to go on deeper about it.
Well, we had cold water most of the time in the shower, especially when he changed the tubes for the shower,
Yeah.
so they didn't get warmed up by the sun. So at times it was difficult to shower, and you had to get around that. Um, well, nothing to do with off grid, but it was sometimes hot or too windy, or that
Yeah.
makes it challenging.
Yeah.
And of course, the mosquitoes.
Yes.
They were terrible.
Yes.
So I'm not sure if you can create a paradise without mosquitoes, but I would go for it. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, it's funny that you start with that question. So we were living kind of off grid in Cascalinho. It's near Algesur in Portugal. Why did we leave and where did we go next? Well, we had cold water most of the time in the shower, especially when he changed the tubes for the shower,
Yeah.
so they didn't get warmed up by the sun. So at times it was difficult to shower, and you had to get around that. Um, well, nothing to do with off grid, but it was sometimes hot or too windy, or that
Yeah.
makes it challenging.
Yeah.
And of course, the mosquitoes.
Yes.
They were terrible.
Yes.
So I'm not sure if you can create a paradise without mosquitoes, but I would go for it. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, it's funny that you start with that question. So we were living kind of off grid in Cascalinho. It's near Algesur in Portugal. Why did we leave and where did we go next?
Why did we leave? Well, because of the 6 months. We had a lease of 6 months for the piece of ground, and um, that's one of the reasons. But it was also time to move on, because winter was coming, and well, the winters can be very, very wet and even cold. Um, like there's frost in the morning, and Yannika sleeping in a tent. Well, that's not a good combination to have lots of rain, frost, and so on. So we had to get out of there, and I think 6 months with the family where we stood was enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was the second part?
The second part is why did we leave there and where did we go?
The second part was where did we go?
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. We went to Salema, and that was beautiful. Uh, um, we decided the last couple of days when we were in Karskalinju, because I hoped on even a bigger house to do retreats and so on. But at the end, we thought, well, it's close to the beach. We can do it in a little, in a smaller house as well. And it was in a town. Salema is the town where we first came when we arrived from the center, from the Algarve to the now from the center of Portugal to the Algarve. It was the first place where we went, and we loved it back then. And it was also nice to return to Salema, but now for 5 months. And it was chosen 5 months because we felt after 5 months we could move on and go outside Portugal and travel again. So, but Salema was great. Yeah, great choice. 1 minute walk from the sea. Yeah. What do you miss the most about Portugal?
Ooh, well, definitely meeting the like-minded people.
Yeah.
That is, yeah, we've hardly met them since we left, and yeah,
Almost not.
no, none, no. So yeah, our friends
Our friends. Yeah.
that we made there,
Yeah.
and of course the soup evenings,
Yes.
the soup for our soul family evenings. Yeah, they were amazing, and we met so many nice people,
Yes.
and so I think the connection with others I miss the most.
Yes. Me too.
Yeah, and I woke up most of the mornings really early, taking you most of the times to see the sunrise on with the beach walk. Yeah, they say that a sunrise keeps you young and healthy.
Yeah.
What did seeing almost 5 months of morning sunrises do for you?
Oh. It felt great to start the day that way. And I know I missed a few times, and it was due to several reasons, but not many. But you were very fanatic in it. Yes, I know. And I like to go with you because I like to walk side by side. And yeah, you were mostly barefooted. Do you say it like that? Yeah. I mean not, because I like to keep my shoes on when it's when the water is that cold, because the water is very cold in the ocean at Salema, uh, along the whole south and west coast of Portugal. The water is pretty cold. So, um, but in the end, I did walk barefoot with you.
But then the temperatures rise as well.
Yeah, the temperatures rose. Oh yeah, because it was a pretty cold winter when you look at the average. Not It was not as warm as the year before, and we had a year before. We had more days where you could sunbathe and so on and so on. And it was this year was less, far less. So no, I just like the scenery, the different skies you see, and um, every day you could get up a few minutes later. It was awesome, because
Until March or something.
yeah, yeah,
Then we had to get up really early.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, true. Yeah, because the turning point was the 21st of this December. So yeah, until then it was getting later, and after that it moved a little longer in the same time, and then it was earlier and earlier and earlier. So, and I think in that part I missed some, and during when I was sick, but this obvious.
Yeah.
From all places you've been in Portugal, which one is your number one?
From all all places that I've been. And is it have
Everything, sceneries, it doesn't have to be a town or something. What was your number one place to go to? What did you find?
I think the rock near Zavial Beach, where you climb up,
Yeah,
and that's you sit under the rock.
yeah,
I think that's one of
the most beautiful places.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
I agree,
yeah.
because you could look over the ocean. And so,
And still see the beach and houses and
yeah,
the land, everything. Yeah, I think
Yes.
that's one of the most
Yeah.
beautiful ones.
yeah.
I'll put in a picture in the video.
Oh, okay, yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, for people to know.
Yeah. Yeah, we felt already. I think it was already early on. I think it was in the fall that we felt like things would change in around springtime in the world.
I think even September.
Yeah,
September,
yeah.
we said to each other. Yeah.
And but since the world wasn't changed yet in the winter, we decided to stay. But after that, we really wanted to leave Portugal. What changed most for you when you left Portugal?
I think the experience of time. I think uh, I think we were on a totally different pace when we lived in Portugal. It was so relaxed, so numbing somewhere, because you had to think, what day is it, and what time is it, and uh, and well, if I see when we ate our meals, and mostly lunch or dinner, that could vary from noon till 3, the lunch, and dinner was from 6 till 9, I believe. We had and it varied every day. There was no, how do you say? We didn't live by the time, by the clock. We just lived, and Portuguese are not as loud as anywhere else in the world when they go to work, because as soon as we passed Gibraltar, I must say, but because the first part of Spain is still mellow yellow, let's say that, and after Gibraltar it really kicked in, like people living by the clock, rush hours, busy. It was more busy, Spain, and yeah, I think to acclimatize to the Western world, let's say that, because I don't think the Algarve, especially Algarve, is not typical Western world. It's totally different. So I think that was the biggest thing for me to to adjust to. Yeah. But still, we had a great house, 1 minute from the sea, and that did a lot. Really did a lot. Yes. Okay. Um, my next question is also is already about the traveling and so. While traveling, what insights did you get?
Oh,
I know there might be a lot, but try to.
what insights did I get? Well, first of all, the searching, and I wrote a blog about it too. I keep searching constantly for places we want to see, or no, I'm not sure we want to see them. It's more that if we go to a place, I want to see most of it. That's more behind it. So I'm looking for nice spots, and also searching for campings. So my online search time has increased immensely. And the question was what changed?
No, what insights?
What insight? Yeah.
Yeah. So
The insight. Is that an insight?
no, because you get an insight from that. What did you need to change? You know, because
Yeah.
what do you feel about
Yeah.
like the online time? What was?
Yeah. So it brought the realization back that we need more, or at least I need more, or less, depends on which side you are, but less scheduling, planning. I would prefer, but it's difficult with a caravan, to just go park somewhere that it's nice and then go further the next day or some. I think it's so much easier when you have a camper. So I think also the realization that and the insight to have a camper instead of an off-road caravan would be better. That suits more our needs. Even
With the constant traveling.
yeah, even if we want to stay longer at a place, because that was also a thing. Staying somewhere. Well, the longest that we stayed somewhere was 11 nights, but mostly it was a couple of nights, and so it was constantly moving on, doing sightseeing, hardly having time to do anything for yourself. So I would also like to change that we stay at a place longer, and even though we've seen amazing spots, I would like to do something that is a little bit more with purpose. So either helping people or something, but doing a project, but doing something that has more meaning than just me having fun.
Yeah.
And
So-
it wasn't even having fun all the time.
No.
We're just seeing a lot of places and meeting a lot of seeing a lot of different nice spots. I mean, we've seen some crazy, beautiful things, but it's different. Yeah, when you just stay longer at a place and don't have to rush to see everything and just let it be, and then you can also talk to people and get to know the area through them and get their tips. And now it was just, yeah, we're there, we need to see it, let's go. Yeah.
So to sum it up is like the continuous traveling is like it's been idealized. It's and it's better to stay longer periods at certain points and travel in between, and then go from A to B, and your road there is the traveling, and then stay longer and have meaningful things to do, and also take care of yourself. Yeah. It's a beautiful insight.
What role do friends or like-minded people have in your life in Portugal, but also while traveling?
Well, I have two friends in Portugal, and one of them is really a nice Italian guy who sends me everything, and I react, and I send him some stuff, but mostly it comes from him, and I just ask questions: how are you doing, and what are you doing, and sending the places we visit, and so on. So what's the question exactly?
Yeah, what role do those people have?
They are, I think it's pretty important to stay in touch. And um, um, although it's like it's a good friend. He's nice. He's a nice man, and I just love connecting with him and but yeah, his role is good friend. Um, then I have Rolf Bucks. He is we just met him in Carrascalinho, and then he went back to the Netherlands, and later on he came back for a few days, I believe. He went to Salema and came to visit us there. But Rolf and I share the same birthday and the same age, so it's like having a twin brother from a different mother. And yeah, the connection with Rolf is like that, I believe. So it feels like that too. And it was we hit it off from the first date we had as a two couples, and yeah, I think of him as my twin brother from another mother. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Which land do you like best where we've been?
Which land do I like best?
Yeah, which country?
Well, the most surprising country for me was Slovenia,
Yeah, what is that?
because it was so green, so lush, so full of water, and we've been in an area where water is always tight, where there's not so much green, and if there's green, it's either a eucalyptus, a pine tree, or a cork oak, and other than that, there's hardly anything. And there were all kinds of trees in all abundance, and there was so much water and blue water and yeah, canyons, like waterfalls, and I love waterfalls. So for me, Slovenia was a big, big, pleasant surprise. Yeah.
I can imagine that. Yeah.
You felt many people wanted and needed healing, but then you were away and you couldn't help them. Now we've been quite a while in the Netherlands as well. Have you picked up healings, and how do you feel about healing others now in general? Has something changed?
Oh, that's a hard question because I'm so all over the place with that. I really don't know. Yeah, people wanted healing, and but they wanted the funny thing is, they contacted me for an in-person healing when I was away, and um, while traveling, they wanted online healings, but that doesn't always work for me either because I have to tune in and so on and so on. And while traveling, I can't because of all the different energies I have to digest and so on and so on. So that was really
Funny.
funny that people and when we were back in the Netherlands, um, nobody came, and it was good because yeah, if you don't need healing, you don't need healing, and
Do you still want to give
Do-
those?
yeah, I do. Um,
Has anything changed? Because you did some in Portugal, you helped some other people
Yeah.
online as well.
yeah.
Did something change in the way you approach healing now than when we left?
Yeah, I think as a healer, I think um, talking is more important than placing your hand on a spot on the body where there is pain or something, because I did always do like a kind of a take in, but I know people underestimate how much healing is in themselves. So I think talking is even more important than uh, doing the rest. But emotional healing is always about talking. But I got people who really needed a healing because they had physical problems, and I know my strength is helping people with physical problems uh, rather than emotional problems, because um, I can I think it's for me it's hard to tune into emotional problems. Uh, I don't know why, because I've tried and I've um, searched for answers, or rather that is what is it in me that is the, but I don't know. Maybe I think physical problems are more easy because they
But isn't it okay to do just physical healings?
no, I think it's okay because uh, uh, people who had more emotional problems came to me for coaching, because I coached some a few times and someone a little bit longer, and that helped them also, because they could uh, they could tell what was keeping them busy and why they were triggered by everything, and I could easily say, because you're triggered because of that. Is this what you feel? Yeah, this is what I feel. So, and then it was, but I think that's more coaching than healing, but it's a little bit of both. Yeah. Um, what we hear a lot is about people asking questions. How do you do it with jobs and so on and so on? So, um, how do you do this money wise? Can you tell us something about that?
Yeah. Um, yeah, I think one of the biggest leap for anyone doing this is quitting your job and not having the so-called security of a regular income and being able to live anyway. And the first year we could live off the money that we had from the sale from the house, etc. But after more than a year, that was gone. Simple as that. But in the summer, around the time that we shot the first video after the first year, we discovered new ways of making money, creating money, getting income, passive income, so we can still live without having a job, without having a business, and still be able to continue traveling the way we do. So we first got into an opportunity that will enable us to get money for the rest of our life, while but already offers an opportunity to make money right away. So it's both ways. We also have one opportunity. We weren't quite informed well when we did that one, how that would work out, but that one is a 5-year plan, and the longer or the closer we get to the 5 years, the more money comes in from that one. So that doesn't make a lot of money now, but it will generate plenty of money soon enough.
Yeah.
And then we have, and we started off, of course, with crowdfunding. Yeah, the thing is, if you I feel if you trust and if you're open for other opportunities, and if you've always said I'm going to be rich without doing anything, and I was always the one, it's impossible. And since leaving, I feel we are now getting those opportunities where you don't have to work and still get paid. So that's amazing. And yes, of course, it's outside the matrix. It has to do with crypto. It's not about trading, because I hate trading. Trading takes a lot of money and a lot of time. So that's two things that we don't want to spend. But the digital world, there are loads of great, amazing ideas, and having new economies started, and being part of that, I feel that's amazing too. And some people still have money issues, but we couldn't have left. I know if I hadn't worked on that in 2019, most of it already earlier, but I think the biggest change was in 2019. And yeah, money is just a tool. Money is just energy as well, and it's easy to have it, because if you are so many people worry about money and how to pay the bills, and I know we had so much more fun when we have enough money. So let the money roll. And I love helping people to get to the same point as we are, because if you're financially independent and you can choose what you want to do every day, go for it and have a blast. I mean, how much better can it be?
Oh.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Is that enough?
That was enough.
Okay.
If people want to know more, they can contact us,
Yeah.
right?
We are happy to, and on my website already are a few pointers. What would you like to do? We're now in the Netherlands, funny enough. Exactly 2 years later, we're in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Our daughter today signed back into her citizenships of the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Exactly 2 years later.
Yeah.
What are your plans after the Netherlands? What do you want to do?
What I want to do? Besides helping on other people's projects, because we as a couple learn lots of skills amongst them is like Helene had a PDC that is permaculture design course she did, and she has a certificate in it. And me, I'm a technician, so I can do like anything, like plumbing, electricity, solar systems, and so on and so on. So that's, but also healing and so on and so on. So we have lots of skills with both of us. So, but next to that, I like to create a country on the blockchain. Yeah, you heard it right. A country on the blockchain. This land on the blockchain creates freedom for everyone, because whatever is how do you say that, written in the blockchain, it can't be changed. So we want to buy land, and in this land, and in many countries, so you can travel between the countries, and you have always a place to go to. That's the objective. So you don't have to stay in a certain place. There are lots of things that need to be done so that it can be a country on itself. But in the meantime, for people who want to be free, it's a great thing to be free and have a place to go to, have several places to go to, and you can invest in that. You can even save money and get a like a ticket, and then you're in it. But I will work it out, and it will become clearer as in the future. It's too complicated to
Yeah, but that's why you need time for yourself,
yes.
so you can think out.
I can think out
Oh,
every
yeah.
detail
Yeah.
and everything I have to go through, all jurisdictions and so on, which will come with that. And I need to have people who can help me do that. But it will be really the land of the free and the home of the brave. It's not America. No, it will be the country on the blockchain. And I don't have a name for it, but if you have a name which will will be great and will have the connection with the new Earth, just let me know. I'm open to anything because I just have this vision which I want to work out. Yeah.
Nice.
But in the meantime, I like to do projects because I'm a handyman. I have what we say in the Netherlands. I have two right hands, but that doesn't work, because. But I can fix lots and lots, and well, and I have a great woman by my side who can do also lots and lots of good things, and she has a permaculture
Design
design. How do you call that?
certificate.
Certificate. So she knows about that, and we learned a lot.
Mhm.
That's what we did. The last year we learned a lot about all kinds of stuff because we uh, um, we've gotten autonomous, or
Yeah.
how do you call it?
Sovereign.
Sovereign. We did a sovereign thing, and we did so many things, which, well, that's great to do in Portugal. Learn, because your mind is open and you can let things sink in and digest. So we like to help, educate, whatever
And wherever.
and wherever. Just call us.
Right?
Yeah. I don't know if you are into that too, but that's and it can be anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my last question too. What? So you can also answer your own question because it's almost the same as mine. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? What now?
I almost feel like 1 year ago when you said, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" I don't know. I don't even know where I'm tomorrow. And it's. I think it's challenging. What I do know is doing something meaningful.
Yeah.
And I actually would like to leave Europe. I think that would be my ideal. But then I also don't know what then.
No.
So
where to go,
yeah,
what to do.
I don't know. I have had so little time since we left on March 1st, and already since we decided we were going to Scandinavia for the summer vacation, I think since February I've been constantly seeking online, and I'm sick and tired of it. I don't want to do it anymore. So I first need space and time for myself, and then I can think again.
Yeah.
No, then I can feel again.
Even better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
No. Let's feel together.